So it is time for the Olympics. Oh, boom, 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 boom. One health.
Trypanosomiasis in Zambia. So human African trypanosomiasis or sleeping sickness is a vector-borne disease that flourishes in impoverished rural parts of sub-Saharan Africa. It is caused by the protozoan parasite Trypanosoma brucei, and it is transmitted by the tsetse fly genus Glossina. In this video, we will be focusing specifically on the human tsetse fly interface. This disabling and fatal disease belongs to the most neglected tropical diseases, and it has been shown to promote rural underdevelopment.
As Zambia's growing land pressure increases, human population growth and other factors have led to migration into tsetse-inhabited areas with little historical influence from livestock. This is bringing people, their domestic animals, and wildlife into greater contact and reducing biodiversity.
Wildlife and domestic animals are hosts of the T. brucei species, which infects humans and causes sleeping sickness. These animals act as reservoirs to infect new, uninfected flies, who can then infect more people.
There are reservoir species that will transmit trypanosoma through the vector to humans, and the trypanosoma species will multiply extracellularly in the blood and tissue fluids of the human host. Trypanosoma escapes the immune system and takes advantage of host growth systems. Increased interactions between livestock, wildlife, and humans, and non-indigenous animals brought into tsetse areas which are more susceptible to sleeping sickness. Decreased production of animals has a negative effect on the economics, and finally, overall animal and human health declines.
At cellular level, naive herds and people are exposed to trypanosoma when moving into tsetse fly habitats. At species level, Transfrontier Conservation Area in Zambia led to increased wildlife and livestock interaction. The Luanga Valley is now being threatened by outsiders who are introducing cattle. At system level, it mainly affects rural communities because of poor health infrastructure. And it is very important to know that it can be easily confused with malaria and AIDS. Poverty is the driver for disease emergence. Thus, it cannot be controlled properly due to inadequate funds.
Right, so the drug of choice for the treatment of the first stage of trypanosomiasis is pentamidine isothianate. Spraying of DDT was also done in the past, and the use of fly traps is also used. Spraying cattle can prevent an infection, but it's important to farm with indigenous breeds. To educate the rural people on how to identify or recognize trypanosoma so that it's not confused with malaria or AIDS. Define the ecological impact so that trypanosoma can be recognized for fund allocation.
Stakeholders held different views on trypanosomiasis, which was found to be at the heart of the 4 different narratives circulating in Zambia. The justification of the stakeholders is seen in this table, not that table. If these stakeholders collaborate to form one narrative that keeps all end goals in mind, a solution can be reached, addressing the negative health-related interactions and drivers at each level.
So how do we combat this? Bum bum bum. Oh no, that's how my mother would have done it.
We will approach the community, as this will improve their knowledge on trypanosomiasis. Firstly, we will have to go to a meeting with the chief of the community with a translator. The people will be more receptive if approached by someone they know. Thereafter, one can hold a seminar within the community, approaching both the animal and human trypanosomiasis, talking about identifying clinical signs and how to handle infected animals or people. Secondly, approaching the public medical health specialists to improve their knowledge on this disease will help with decreasing confusion with other diseases. Lastly, to improve awareness of this disease with decreased misdiagnosis and better reporting will make government backing easier.
So lastly, Sleep tight.